Hey everybody, I'm Will.
And I'm Sam, and we are
Working Title! I'm a frickin' Sith acolyte. Guys, we are back with Bad Batch, episode 5? 6?
6?
Guys, we are back with Bad Batch, episode 6, Decommissioned. Last on, we saw, what's the lady? Bosca's race.
Trandoshan.
Trandoshan. A female Trandoshan set up a mission to rescue a pet for Jabba? Or a child for Jabba?
Moochie.
The Rancor.
Yes. Moochie's back with Bib Fortuna, and our gang is maybe going to be bounty hunters. Part of the guild. I don't know.
Get your frickin' tracking fobs ready.
Guys, if you like these videos, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment about what you thought of this week's episode. These are always fun, so make sure you're here for that. Check out our Patreon if you want to support us. If you want to see some other Star Wars content, we did a whole reaction for Adam's Season 1 experience, and we all watched Season 2 together. And we're going to be watching the Book of Boba Fett too, so make sure you're there for that when that comes out as well.
This is not a market substitute. If you have not watched The Bad Batch, go on Disney Plus, check it out, then come back to YouTube and watch our reaction, baby. We're going to punch it. Bow!
Okay, we're back on our planet. Or last week's planet.
What's it called again?
Ord Mantell.
Ord Mantell. What is going on? Oh, whoa. Oh, she's practicing, okay.
Keep your eye on the target.
The young bounty hunter.
Oh, he's got like a voice mod thing. Let's go.
I don't know if I've ever seen them have that.
No.
But I was doing better until those two showed up.
You have to learn to tune out the
Under pressure.
They were the
operational brains of the separatist military.
This is what I call tactical droid intel has tremendous value.
I love these
Why,
things.
you're going to break into this decommissioning facility on Corellia and retrieve...
Hey!
Let's go! Do we get to see a little Solo running around?
I was just about to ask that. How old would Han Solo be?
Like middle school age, maybe? He could be Omega's age.
Omega's first
boyfriend?
You make money, I make money.
That'd be weird, but I like it.
You're back. You're releasing too soon because of those weak noodle arms. Build up your strength.
Oh! Grandma!
That's right! Flex on him, Grandma.
Granny! The Granny Trandoshan.
With me, bro. Corellia is so lit.
This is exciting. Oh, wow.
This old trick. It gets us past the planetary sensors every time.
I love when they do this.
I was gonna say, is that a Rebels thing?
No, they did that in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some of the cartoons where they've done that too.
Knowing how to defeat them.
They did it
in value.
They did it in
We're
Rebels.
approaching the decommissioning zone.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's go.
Wow. We might be getting the Madam Slug or whatever that lady is.
Oh no!
We might be seeing all those characters, because that's... I mean, look at this. It's like the place that they're driving through.
So she wants them to steal a tactical droid?
Yeah. They're good strategists, right?
Yeah.
That's what their sole purpose is.
Oh. Climbing a free ladder like that is kind of scary. I don't know if you've ever done that before.
I don't like the idea of not being strapped into something. Oh, they're still making...
No, it's a decommission.
Oh, decommission.
Yeah. Name of the episode.
Wow. Why am I low-key sad? I love this generation of droids.
I know. 99.
What about me? What should I do?
Stay here and keep your eyes peeled for the target. Let's move.
Why me?
I like it. I love Omega. She's part of the team. She's got her weapon.
There it is.
Damn it. Sort of. The droid's already in pieces.
Oh no. Someone behind her.
Wait, someone just ran off with the droid
Han Solo.
Dude,
Han Solo?
It's not Han Solo.
Think so?
It's Han Solo. It's-
Whoa. Take it easy, kid.
Oh no, it's the freaking.
Oh no!
No.
No! That's not what I want.
Rafa, I've got the target.
Rafa.
Rafa.
What was the sister's name?
I don't remember. I didn't enjoy their company then. I don't enjoy it now.
That makes sense. There was two of them. I was hoping it would be Kira and Han. Damn it!
Should have just killed her. Should have just killed her. Oh!
We got blaster balls!
Nice going, kid.
Me? You're the one who grabbed my bow.
Oh.
Don't just stand there. Grab a weapon.
I had one.
Rafa, I have the package. Meet me at the rendezvous.
You think they're doing this for also the Trandoshan?
I don't think so. I feel like they're probably just doing it for someone else to get money.
I wonder how you just acquire that kind of knowledge. Oh yeah, there's a droid.
Where are you?
And everybody's like, we need it now.
Corruption everywhere, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it must be hella important.
Oh,
Jump on the thing quick. Woo! Nice.
Hope you're not expecting gratitude.
Should I let the droid
Yeah,
shoot?
throw her over. It's like,
I don't know why.
that's a cool shot.
That was really cool. I don't know why, but this makes me really want to play Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast.
Yeah.
I haven't played that in forever.
It also looks like the, just like the Attack of the Clones.
Like Geonosis conveyor
Belt, yep, exactly. Anakin losing his lightsaber again.
And getting his metal arm stamped, or his arm stamped in, not the metal.
It's the only way you reboot the whole facility. Figure it out. Yeah, it's easy for you to say.
I wonder at what point his chip's gonna start to malfunction.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely gonna happen, right?
Yeah, for sure. You got this. Oh!
I wondered about it because he's stressed out on this mission.
You call it. Oh! Why did you have to say something?
I was just wondering.
Good soldiers.
No, he's got hit! Ah!
Follow the orders.
Oh, they just think he's dead. Rafa and your sister, if you're the reasons that Wrecker
It's not your business, clone.
It is today.
goes stupid, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, you're gonna let a little kid fall into the lava, you piece of...
Can't believe she's even hesitating. Go help the girl.
Yeah.
I'm on my way.
Come on, boy.
Follow me.
Who put you in charge?
I mean, you could have listened the first time.
Yep.
Would have been that simple. Oh, I hate this. I mean, I know she's gonna be fine, but still. Is she standing on top of it? Oh no!
Hey! Over here! Hurry!
It's a good thing there's just rubble.
Oh my god. That would be like, so hot.
It's gonna be like Toy Story 3.
Stop, stop.
Grab the arm. Yeah. Smart thinking, kid.
No way. That's... Ah, come on.
Use your arms, lady.
Because you can.
She's what? 60 pounds, 80 pounds?
Yeah,
Boy.
soaking wet, that's it. Wrecker.
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about me or anything.
Good soldiers. Follow orders.
How are they gonna tame him? Stun him over and over again.
They're gonna have to learn to get rid of that ship thing. Maybe Wrecker's the first one they take it out of.
Large wave of police droids.
We need a diversion. What we need is a diversion. Is there an echo in here?
Yes. I'm Echo.
Oh,
Really? Okay.
that joke went over my head.
We need a distraction. And we need an army to get out of this. And we happen to have one.
He just like summons them.
If you activate those clankers, they'll start
That'd be a cool
spinning.
thing Echo could do.
Not if
Be in
we're
charge of
controlling the
droids.
droid who's controlling that.
Excellent idea.
Like mentally linked to them.
Yeah.
I'd like them. I don't trust these girls.
They've screwed everyone over. Like
The Dark Souls enemy has awakened.
Right. We just need
Trace and Rafa, right?
What if Wrecker kills Trace and Rafa by accident?
Yeah.
Hey, they got a lot of droids! What the heck? Just for scrap.
Hang on.
command them to attack all police droids.
Affirmative.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
If it was that simple.
What's happening? I don't know. Did we win?
Did we win?
Your target is temporary security personnel.
Zombies, I love it. Oh my gosh.
That's our cue.
Clankers.
Mission accomplished. Nice work.
Oh, secretly got the stuff.
Probably.
I think they stole the intel
But
from the helmet.
the important part of it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. They got it.
He's here. Let's go.
He's here. Okay, my guess is because we're on Corellia. Who's the guy that Kira works for? Darth Maul's guy?
Dryden Voss?
Dryden Voss? I don't know. I feel like it'd be interesting.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Our contact needed that information to fight back against the Empire. They're trying to help people and make things better.
I wonder if they're working with Ahsoka.
Why aren't you fighting for the Empire? Isn't that what you clones do now?
Not all of us. We're different.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
You should come visit us sometime.
Isn't that part of Ornamental a little seedy?
Very. It's great.
Seedy and
Keep
musty
working on
and
that bow, kid.
alien infested.
Alien crackheads.
Bye, Omega.
Yeah!
What do they call the sticks? Death sticks?
Death sticks. Smoking
What's
them up.
this? Why are you giving it to us?
You have a copy of it?
You use it for the right reasons.
Huh. Maybe you are different.
To be honest, things were clearer when we were just soldiers.
Take it from me. In the end, we all choose sides.
Small applaud. Just didn't like you that much in Clone Wars, but whatever.
Yeah, so still was really annoying. Wasn't is.
Wasn't his. But thank you for joining the
Rebellion.
small rebellion.
The pre-rebellion.
It is cool to know that the rebellion feels a lot bigger than what it was in
Patch you
Hope.
through, R7.
Yeah. Fulcrum.
We acquired the tactical droid data from Corellia.
Hoodie.
It was a squad of rogue clones, and I know where to find them. Thought you might want to know.
If she's not telling like Ahsoka or Rex, and she's telling like Fennec Shen or whoever her people is, I would be pissed.
Okay. Overall, it wasn't a bad episode, actually.
Yeah, it was solid.
Actually, like, I think since the first episode, this might be my favorite episode.
I agree.
It's funny, too, because, like, I would still say, like, not a lot happened, just, like, it's been consistent so far for Bad Batch. But I don't know, there was a bit more of attachment I felt during this episode. Or maybe I just like to see the Clankers again. I don't know, there was something about it that felt more at home. I don't know if that's the right feeling, but... It was something like that.
I mean, for me, it was kind of like everything of just like, we're on Corellia.
Mm-hmm.
You get callback to Clone Wars just with the droids, but also on the flip side, like, I was a big fan of Rafa.
It's Rafa.
Rafa is my hero.
My hero.
Okay. Rafa Trace wasn't a huge fan of in Clone Wars Season 7.
Yeah.
But still a good callback, and also connecting it to they're helping the beginnings of the of whatever. I mean, it might not even necessarily be the rebellion, but just whatever fight there is against the Empire at this point. So I enjoyed that. Although, I will say, low-key annoyed that we didn't get any solo characters. There's just the fact that he went to Corellia of all places, and we couldn't even get... Even if it was just a Han Solo in the background, like,
walking past.
He just running through, or like the... Remember when the cops were chasing it? Or not the cops, the slug people, the Pikes?
It wasn't... Pikes are from a different planet, but it's the people that work for the slug. Just like whatever people those are. I don't know.
I thought they kind of looked like Pikes, though.
There might have been a Pike. They could have been. I mean, scoundrels on all planets.
Whatever. When they were running, that would have been funny if it was just like him running away from like other bad guys, even if that was happening in the background. But I enjoyed this episode more than the others.
Obviously, same. I thought Han might show up, and as I was thinking of it, I always know there's like an argument that goes on within Star Wars fans, because we always get treated with like, when you're on a certain planet, there might be a chance of getting a certain cameo with people. And I know the flip side of that, for people who don't really like that, is, well, it's a huge planet. Like, the chances of them running into the one person we know from that planet is slim. It shouldn't happen. It takes out the reality. I can see it both ways. I can actually understand that in my realist mind. I'm like, yeah, you know what? It doesn't always have to be Han. And then in my nostalgia mind, it's like, sometimes I want Han. Like, I don't care. I feel both ways. I didn't mind that it ended up being Rappa and Trace. And, you know, it actually worked for me, because it's like, they are the type of characters that would be on these type of planets doing these kind of missions. They did establish that, even if I didn't like them that much in season... And here's the thing. It's not that I didn't even really dislike them. It's that I disliked that Star Wars used their story for, like, bringing back the important final chapters of Star Wars. I just didn't think they were... If they were in somewhere earlier in Clone Wars, I probably wouldn't have ever cared, honestly. Like, I would have just been fine with it. I just thought it was a weird choice, but of course they were attached to Ahsoka's story, and that was a story I'm assuming was part of the early things that never got fully finished. So
yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to know, because I don't recall seeing Rafa and Trace as a part of those early unfinished episodes.
Well, there was an Ahsoka novel that came out 2014 or 15, I think. Mm-hmm. It was like right around when Force Awakens came out. It was canon, and then it wasn't, because it kind of messed with what they did with her in Rebels. You know what I mean? Like, so they kind of like switched it up a little bit. Or I think it was that, and also season 7. But like, they're like the whole like story of her becoming like a mechanic and living like at the like lower levels of Coruscant. Yeah. Like that spawned from that book. You know what I mean?
So kind of just like a different version of a similar story.
Yeah, so I don't know if those two are characters in that book or not, because I never read it. I just knew that was like the gist of it, and then it kind of retold how like her and Rex reconnected, but again, to my knowledge, it's not canon anymore, even though it came out in the Disney era.
Yeah.
So
those stories particularly just dragged on a bit too long. Like, even if Rafa and Trace were in it for maybe an episode or two, I think it would have been fine. But they ended up staying in the story for quite a bit. And then there was that really just kind of atrocious episode on, I think it was Pike. And literally started in the jail cell. Yeah. They started in the jail cell. The whole episode was about escaping, and then they just ended back up in the jail cell. And it was like, we do not need this for the Maul Ahsoka season. Do any other story, and I probably would have been okay. Now, it is actually a cool concept, and you just very briefly brought up the idea of there being a rebellion, but it doesn't have to be our rebellion. And I mean, they kind of nod with that in Rogue One. Like, Saul Guerrero wasn't really ever a part of our Mon Mothma, Organa family, rebellion.
If you watch Rebels, spoiler alert, or haven't, rather, but the whole thing is at the beginning of Rebels, they're not like it's not a rebellion. It's just little insurgents fighting in different spots because you have your Saw Gerreras, you have your Phoenix Squad doing stuff in the Outer Rim and on Lothal. So, like, people are fighting in different places in different ways, and it's not till when they make that, like, one stand, when they have, like, you know, that, like, harbor ship thing where, the almost like their weird, like, mini Star Destroyer that they, like, capture.
The ship that, like, is a storage ship? They use it as a battleship?
Yeah. Like, that was, like, the first moment that, like, because remember, they were failing, and then it was like, we need all of the rebellion here, and then, like, he kind of sacrificed himself, and that started the whole rebellion.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but, you know, regardless, that's what the part that
he was the guy who drove the ship, the big...
the pizza-shaped ship that was storage for other smaller ships.
Literally, that guy.
He went down with it and crashed it into one of, like, the Star Destroyers and made the gap so that they could, like, escape and all that.
I like that it looked a lot like Corellia from Solo, so I definitely think they took the art inspiration, because in the first shots of Solo, it's like a dark lit night, and all the colors are yellow lighting when he's, like, zooming through the city. So I thought that was really cool, because definitely doing those things, of course not every part of Corellia will look the same, but doing those little details definitely helps you feel the connection more, like putting Solo, and I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I don't care. I like that movie a lot.
That movie's a great movie. Like,
it helps make it all canonized for me when you take similar art styles from other movies, and even, like, your typical factory from Almost Attack of the Clones, and the color palettes they used primarily in this episode were black and grays and, like, orange, reddish, yellow colors. As your typical factory, I'm sure, would be normally. Just like Toy Story 3. Yes. Regardless. Sorry, I just spat everywhere.
No, you're good.
Regardless, I like those little connections. I like that we had the clankers, the first generation clankers, and the bigger bronzy ones, super battle droids. The poor droids are like, did we win the war?
What's happening? And I've always loved the tactical droids. They're always so much fun. They add, like, a great level to the Clone Wars as a whole. Just knowing that there's, like, you know, that was one thing that was always funny. It's like when you watch, like, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, it's like there's no, like, there's Grievous and Dooku and Ventress, but it's like they're not at every single battle, so how are they getting, like, commands, or who's, like, making the call to do X, Y, and Z, and then you have these guys that they add into the story to be the commanders. I mean, that whole, like, the final battle in Rebels is, like, the funniest fucking... I mean, it's, like, one of my favorite episodes. But one of the funniest things is just because those characters are so great. And they're actually scary in the beginning of Clone Wars. Like, they could fight a little bit. Like, they actually gave people a run for their money.
They're big and heavy pieces of metal.
And they're smart.
You know, this episode, it gave me a nice recall to one of my favorite episodes in Rebels. And I don't know if many people remember this one. I don't know how it was received, but I personally loved it a lot. It was when we meet a tactical droid who's still operating some trade last of the Trade Federation. Yeah. Was that the plan?
That's what I was just talking about. Yeah,
that's the episode
the last battle. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh, when you said the last battle, I thought you were talking about, like, an actual event.
No, it is an actual event. It's the last battle of the Clone Wars to decide who won. Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't even know we were talking about that episode. I love that episode.
That's one of my favorites.
Wow. There's another thing that just went over my head, folks. Yeah, I love that episode so much, because it's literally the last time we ever really see. And those guys all survived. That's what I was going to bring up, why I even said to begin with. They all survived, so I would love to see those characters come back some fashion in Star Wars. I don't know where, I don't know when. I know most people won't even care about them, but I love the fact that there are surviving Trade Federation droids independently with their own AI somewhere out in the universe that somewhat have an understanding with our rebellion characters during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, by the end of it, they kind of just saluted, and they were both ganged up to fight the Empire as the mutual bad guy in that.
Yeah.
Right? It was the Rex and his team, the Phoenix Squadron, and Trade Federation. They fought the Empire. They barely made it out.
Yeah.
Because that was so cool too. I just remember the droidekas fighting the AT whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was something like that.
Yeah. Wow. And the tactical droid made it out of there, remember? In a different shuttle.
I just remember watching the episode and being like, so like, not baffled, but just kind of like overly excited because there's like new generation, old generation concepts literally fighting each other, and I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah.
And that was probably the most loving Star Wars moment. I don't know, there's something just really cool about seeing droidekas fighting stormtroopers.
Yeah.
It's just a really weird thing, but it's really cool because, yeah, they exist in the same world. There's just that disconnect of 20 years that you never see.
Yeah, and also this is totally...
Sorry, jumping down the rabbit hole, sorry. But...
Well, just to add to the rabbit hole, like, I watched Rebels first with your brother.
Yeah.
And we loved it, and it was just funny because I know there's certain parts where I was like, I want to watch these few episodes with you, and I knew that one was like, I know this is going to be one of Sam's favorite episodes.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of it now, and I'm like, I kind of want to go rewatch that right now. It's been a while since I've seen that episode, but it definitely is still in my memory bank. This is another thing. I don't know if you watched the series. You know the series that came out in a super kind of Kiddian animation? Resistance. I let it play in the background one day when I was cleaning up my room, and those episodes are quick, so they funnel through quickly. The triangle ship, I don't know if that's where I've seen it. You know the ship that started at the beginning of the episode that they were hunkered down to?
Oh, yes.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. I feel like there was a lot more, like, I'm trying to think how to explain it. The ships in Resistance were definitely, like, children block styled, and some of them were just super just basic triangular formations or just overly eccentric, like, bionicle design. It was very, very interesting. I didn't not like it, but it's definitely different from what I'm used to in Star Wars. But I don't know, I was getting a feeling of that from that. So
from that first one?
Just that triangle ship, I don't know. So if there's any people who happen to watch Resistance, maybe with your children or something, because that's more who it was gauged to, not offending anyone, it's Star Wars, so whatever.
All Star Wars is great Star Wars.
Yeah, so if you can confirm or deny that, please do.
Yeah, I have to relook at that one.
Yeah,
to think about that.
I was just looking at it. I mean, you don't normally just see a giant triangle fly through space unless it's like Star Trek. So I was just like, it's interesting. I can't remember where I recall that. That's why I was like, is that from something we've seen?
Yeah. Who do you think Rafa was talking to at the end right there, saying that she knows where to find a rogue group of clones?
The obvious choice is obviously Ahsoka, and these guys are currently looking for Rex. I don't know what that would mean for our show, but what it does mean for maybe the future of Star Wars, I was kind of theorizing Omega surviving this and having that connection with Ahsoka might be the route I was saying it might go in. I was thinking it'd be cool if either she shows up in a Boba Fett show, because, and sorry, this is another rabbit hole, but it's just because of what you brought up. I thought it would be cool if Omega survives to a different series. So if it's not the Boba Fett show, and we have that connection with Ahsoka, that could be that kind of bridging factor. We get to know her. I mean, it's not unusual for Ahsoka to take liking in other girls in the universe, like whether it's just friendship-wise or mentorship-wise.
Yeah.
So I can see Ahsoka maybe particularly liking Omega, and maybe she's later there down the line with Sabine Wren and her just hanging out as buddies.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who do you think it is? I can't really think of anything other than Ahsoka.
I feel like it has to be Ahsoka, but I feel like in my gut I want to lean more so that it's Rex. Just because I don't know how often Rex and Ahsoka see each other or know of where each other are at the time. And like we know, like one thing we know is that Rex knows about the chip and he knows how to get it out.
Yeah.
And I feel like in this show, this would be the best place just to explain how he meets up with Wolf and Gregor. I mean, I know that's not really these guys' story, but the fact that Wrecker is like about to like lose control and the chip's about to take over, then to me that would mean they need to figure out a way to take it out. So that would mean they would have to run into Rex at some point soon. Unless they're going to drag it out for another 10 episodes. That's not going to be the episode finale that Wrecker turns into a murderer and just kills the whole squad because good soldiers follow orders, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I brought up during the trailer when we reacted to that I don't know if it was a couple months ago, but...
Yeah, I think it was like back in January.
Yeah, I was saying, I definitely think this is probably the last opportunity Star Wars has to address the Wolf and Gregor and Rex plot, like how those three came to be together. Because Gregor, as far as everyone is aware, died in Clone Wars. He died. I mean, he's showed up in Rebels, but he's out of the picture, and we never knew what happened to him on that yellow planet. Wolf, I don't really know where Wolf is. If he was there when he killed that group killed Plo Koon up in the sky, so maybe he was on Cato Nemoidia when that happened. I don't really know, but I definitely know. I'm pretty sure he didn't get his chip removed during that moment. Like I'm pretty sure he was one of the ones who dealt with that. Whereas Gregor probably doesn't have it. I don't know if Gregor has it because
he has it
mentally. He was kind of
but I feel like that was because of his what happened after
the explosion.
Because he was mentally like whacked out after he like disappeared on the yellow planet. So.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like they tried to remove the chip and it wasn't as successful. It kind of messed with his brain. I don't know. I don't know how connected it is neurologically to the brain itself, or if it's completely independent and just can be separated.
Yeah.
Because like Wolf came out fine, and I'm assuming they removed his
Rex
chip
comes
too.
out fine too.
Yeah, same
and
with
they
Rex.
did it as like fast as possible.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows? But this is, I feel like, the last final opportunity we have to address those missing chunks. Not that they need to be addressed, but this is the Bad Batch. This is the clones who are post Revenge of the Sith. I can't imagine they're not going to be in this show, especially with Rex being in the trailer on a desert planet.
No.
Where do you think he is? You think that's like Jakku? Or do you think it's Tatooine?
The planet that we find them on?
I'm just the trailer that I remember. I think Rex is on a desert planet.
I feel like...
And I'm just trying to think why...
I don't want it to be Jakku. I'd rather just be wherever we find them in Rebels, honestly. Whatever planet that was, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. That's a desert planet, too.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe they legit just have been there this whole time.
Yeah. Huh. Just, like, chilling out. Hunting for those sea worm dragon things.
Well, I mean, what else happened this episode? They got the... Did we learn what the stuff was in the droid's head? Just stuff that's going to help fight the Empire?
They just wanted the whatever... It's probably just, like, strategy and tactical plans and...
Okay.
Probably just that.
Now, we do have a Fennec Shan out there in the world, and we don't know what's up with her. And now there's about, I would say, 3 plots that we might be dealing with. Because we got Kamino plot, we got the chase for Rex, we got Fennec Shan, her master, and technically 4. We don't know who the 2 sisters are hanging out with. So 4.
5 also, Cross-heir.
Oh, I linked him to Kamino and story. Oh. So I mean, yeah, technically 5. The Empire story, which is somewhat related to Kamino and plot. So I don't really know where the show's going to go. They got a couple things they got to wrap up now.
Yeah. It just worries me because we're 6 episodes in. There's like, 10 left?
Yeah.
And we really haven't like made it anywhere story-wise. So I hope that they start like just really getting into, just... This arc is done and explain. This arc is done, explain. This arc is done, explained.
It might be easier. They might all be like interlinked. So it might just be like one singular plot for the next 10 episodes that they're all just happen to coincide at the same time. What are you most excited for? Just going into the next 2/3 of the show?
I guess I really just want to see what happens with the crew. Like, everything else is kind of just, like, filling in the blank. Like, if we get Rex storyline. I'm most interested and excited for what happens to this crew specifically. And also, what is, like, Kamino's endgame in all this. That's really, like, what I care about, Everything else is cool and interesting, but it's more so just, like, filling in the blanks for places we already know they end up,
Okay.
So... And I'm all for it. I mean, I love Star Wars. You can give me a fucking storyline about 7 droids just flying to a random planet, and I'm all in,
Yep.
So, what about you?
I have to say, Cross-heir is not on my top right now for what I'm most interested in. I would say I'm actually more interested in what happens as a result of this show. By the end of the show, what impact has it made to our characters and universe as a whole? Does it have an overall impact? Is it its own self-contained story? And what are the ramifications of whatever this story ends up being? Like, I don't know why, but I'm just mostly excited to know. Just because I think I like the characters, I don't want this to be the ultimate demise of them. So, it might very well be that, but for the time being, I'm trying to think of a broader scope. That's what I'm most excited for. And not just them, but for our Boba Fett show, because we have Fennec. For anything that happens with Ahsoka, because this can also fill in some new story elements, because we're going to be getting her own show.
Yeah.
And like Rex and the boys. So I think it's, yeah, everything that comes after this show. I'm most curious about what this show will do for that. Guys, if you're excited for the Bad Batch in general, if you like Star Wars in general, make sure you leave a like on this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, like I said, about what you thought about the return of Rafa and Trace, and who do you think we might be seeing in this Bad Batch show? Leave us some ideas for cameos you would like to see in the upcoming weeks ahead. But for the time being, we are going to punch it, guys. See ya!
Bow!